Welcome back to Broken Sword number 2. Let's take a look at some of our items.
It was the poisoned dart which had stunned Nico. It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille. It was beginning to make sense. Ubier had organized Nico's abduction. Ubier withdrew money from Marseille. Ubier was connected with Transglobal, who shipped their goods from a warehouse in Marseille. That's how the torn Transglobal label had once read. Marseille, not Mars. It wasn't much of a lead, but it was all I had. I set off immediately to catch the evening train.
Darn, I want to go to Mars. Arthur Knight. Go to Mars, Quaid. And see a chick with 3 boobs and the guy with a creepy baby
It was
monster
almost
stomach.
dawn when I arrived in Marseille. I traced Condor Transglobal to a desolate dockside.
We could ride around in Johnny Cab. Can I climb this fence? Maybe I could just get a ticket from the vendor. Oh, good thing I didn't try and climb it, because there's a dog. So just go to the water.
Hi, good morning.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say,
I'm not into time, man. Well, you're too early.
Or am I too late?
I'm looking for a young woman.
At the docks? What kind of woman do you have in mind?
You don't understand. It's my girlfriend I'm trying to find.
Well, I ain't seen her. And you should tell her, the docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
Sure thing, but I got her panties.
I have these very exotic panties.
Take them away, you pervert!
This guy doesn't sound very French.
What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one.
That's also not true.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the floor. Why aren't you in bed?
I can explain everything.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
Why aren't you in bed then?
Does that dog belong to you?
Nah, he comes with the job. I just feed him every now and then.
More then than now, I'd say. What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual for a dog.
It's his registration number. Security dog number 20.
Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible. Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure. They have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month.
What? Why after the holidays? That's weird.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, pal, what is it?
A poison dart used for hunting.
What would you hunt with that? Mice?
The most dangerous
No.
game.
Monkeys and stuff. The tip is dipped in poison.
Hey, what you got against monkeys?
I love monkeys. I was just using them as an example.
Well, don't.
Have you ever heard of Professor Ubier?
Me? None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
I'm certain my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What? Your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah. Struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
Like the one you showed me?
The very same. I could tell he didn't believe me.
I don't think Indian is the appropriate term, George. Mr. Lawyer.
Take a look at this letter.
That's sick. Did you write it?
Oh, no. No, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice.
I just might do that later.
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the docks open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Well, wouldn't you just know it?
A month?
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Jeez, are you some kind of nut?
Nah, it was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other.
It's only half a mile.
Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat backhander.
I was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker. Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
I'm paid to guard the gate. Their business is none of mine.
That animal doesn't seem too hot for a guard dog.
No? You haven't seen him in action.
Doesn't look like he has the energy to wag his tail.
Just like my wife. She's like a slug in a coma until she's annoyed. Then, she's like a tiger with a rat up its ass.
Sweet. I gotta go now, but I'll be back.
Can't wait.
And which one do you get in bed with? The slug or the tiger?
Ouch! That's hot.
I guess it's her with her glove panties.
The panties would not have been thick enough to shield this level of heat.
Can I stuff paper down? Oh wait, what's this?
It was Ubier's bank statement.
Oh well, I guess not.
Hey, 20.
Hungry for words or hungry for worms?
That dog looked like he already had more worms than he needed.
Oh, a padlock.
Breaking steel padlocks with my bare hands was a feat I'd never mastered.
Can I pick it with this thing?
I decided I would not be able to pick a 5-barrel hardened steel heavy-duty padlock with a dart.
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
He's trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. What's over here? Oh.
The bottle was just out of reach. Nothing was going to get me into that water if I could help it. My arms weren't long enough to reach the platform.
Damn it, George. Can't reach the bottle. Can't reach the platform. I guess I can't use the panties for that.
couldn't reach the bucket. I couldn't reach the packet.
Excuse me? Huh? Who's there?
Oh, right on his crotch. Come on, George, you're not trying
The
hard.
bottle was just out of reach. Hey, 20.
He did freak out with the panties. Maybe these will work.
Not such a good idea. I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't reach the door without climbing into the room.
Hello?
Maybe I don't. Oh. Oh.
The stick had a hook on one end. I figured it was a boat hook. For hooking boats.
Yeah. Also, I like how you refuse to get in the water, but you have no problem taking stuff out of the water and sticking it right in your pocket.
I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I'd cleaned up the dock a little.
This hook can do lots of things.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. I wasn't convinced that was the...
Damn it, okay, fine.
It was the beer bottle that slob of a watchman had dumped in the sea, now half full of filthy dock water. The label read, Surge, the beer that clears your head. I couldn't reach the cup.
Oh, can I open the door with the hook? I guess not. Back out. What can we do with this, empty bottle of water? Well, what can we do with this bottle of beer half filled with dirty water and lowering the docks? Find out next time.